My husband died in a car accident, and now I'm tens of thousands in debt. My husband passed away very suddenly recently, and in the weeks since his passing, I have discovered that he was keeping huge secrets from me. In going through our financial information, I have discovered multiple credit cards in his, mine, and the kids' names that are at maximum balance. 2 sets of loan papers from different banks for over $20,000. Paperwork that says our mortgage is 4 months behind, and a ton of other things that I can barely make sense of. From what I can tell, his business hasn't been making any actual money in over a year, and our savings accounts are drained. There is evidence that he has been using some gambling website and has lost thousands and thousands of dollars. I've been a stay-at-home mom for our entire marriage, and he owned his own business, so he handled everything with the money. I have no idea how to deal with any of this or what to do. I know I need a lawyer, but our accounts are pretty much empty, and I am at a total loss over what to do. Are there any free legal options I can look into? I have tried to call a bunch of lawyers, and all of them have said they won't give out any advice or counsel over the phone. Am I liable for all this debt even though I didn't consent to my name, and certainly not my kids' names being used to open credit cards? I feel like an idiot for being this uninformed, but I am completely unprepared to deal with this, and I am terrified we are going to lose our house, and worse. I never in a million years dreamed he would do this to us. Can anyone point me in the right direction, please? Update 1. I was able to find some legal help, and we are working on sorting out the mess my family is in. Things were far worse than I even knew when I made my first post. Altogether, the debt that was accumulated is close to $500,000. At this point, I have no idea how much I am going to end up responsible for. The lawyer has said it could take years to sort everything out. No matter what happens, we are going to be losing the house. I am working on finding us somewhere to stay before they actually foreclose, so we don't get evicted, and have that on my record too. I want to try to answer some of the questions and advice people mentioned in the other post. I have 3 kids, so that is the we that I keep saying. The older 2 are from a previous relationship, but I have contacted Social Security to get benefits started for my youngest. Thank you to the user who mentioned that. My husband's business was a computer tech repair company he ran by himself. He had a few people he would call in to help with larger jobs, but 95% of everything was him alone. The last year or so it appears he wasn't doing any actual work, and there was no money coming in. He took money from the business to cover what he took from our personal accounts, and then took out loans to cover the business and pissed it all away on gambling and other illegal activities that have come to light over the past few weeks. Sorry to be vague, it's just embarrassing and hard to talk about. To the people who said that maybe the crash was intentional, it is looking increasingly likely that it was. Nobody else was involved. His car went off the road and hit a tree. He had life insurance before, but he stopped paying the policy months ago. I am in contact with the police about the credit cards in our names and the other things that were discovered. All in all, things are looking really bleak at the moment, but I have faith that eventually it will work out. I have a few leads on jobs, and have picked up a little temp work here and there the last few weeks, so that we have something coming in. I have signed up for food stamps and Medicaid, so once that goes through, it will be a bit of help. I applied for AMHA as well, but they said the wait list can be a few years wait, so that is a kind of long shot. Someone has suggested asking family friends for help or loans, and they absolutely would help me if they could, but none of them are in a financial position to be able to help. My sister will hopefully be able to let us stay with her temporarily until I can sort things out and get us back together. She is my only living family and has been my rock through all this. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Update 2. First of all, sorting things out didn't take nearly as long as we thought it would. Things ended up being a lot more straightforward than they first appeared. I will be filing for bankruptcy, probably early next year. I've talked extensively with the lawyer and weighed my options, and that seems like the best way to move forward at this point. 90%, 95% of the debt should be discharged with bankruptcy. So that is a good thing, although it's bittersweet. We are losing the house. We will be moving out by November 30th. I am worried about the bankruptcy credit issues with trying to rent an apartment. However, I am now on the list for PMHA housing, and from what I've heard, the wait isn't long at all. We ended up not being able to count on staying with my sister for longer than about a week thanks to her jerky landlord. So I am trying to find something else in the meantime. I have a few options to look into. Honestly, I'm not that sad about the fact that we have to move out of the house. The old place is filled with tainted memories now, and I think it will be good to get a fresh start. I've been assured by the police and my lawyer that because of the criminal nature of opening the accounts in the kids' names, we should be able to get their credit cleared. That one might be a long road, but we'll get through that too. My applications for Medicaid and food stamps came through, so that is some definite stress off my shoulders. I made the girls and myself an appointment at a family counselor, which we will be going to next week. The lady at PMMSHE Housing was very reassuring and very sweet about my situation, and she made it sound like I was pretty much a shoo-in as soon as a place opened up. So hopefully we will be able to find some holiday help, and that will be another huge load of stress lifted off my shoulders. I want to thank everyone who messaged me and offered words of encouragement and support. I can't even begin to tell you how much it means to me to know that I'm not alone. I never imagined Reddit to be an empathetic and caring source of comfort, but it turns out that is exactly what it is. Update 3. This has been a whirlwind few weeks. A lot of change, a lot of stress, and a lot of hard work. As difficult as all this has been, and will still be to go through, I am feeling more positive than I have in months. The legal issues are being dealt with as best they can for the moment, and we are looking at filing bankruptcy early next year. It is scary to think about, but I do know it is our best option, and things will work out in the end. We moved out of our house almost a week ago. It feels very bittersweet, and the girls are having a difficult time, but I know they will adjust, and I really do think a fresh start will be the best thing for us. The girls are in individual grief counseling, and we began family therapy. I will be making an appointment for myself as well, something so many of you encouraged me to do. Some of my good news now. We were able to find a permanent place to live, with a very sweet landlord who is sympathetic to my situation, and has previous experience with the welfare system, and has bent over backwards to help me through all of the red tape. We will be moving, again, into the new place at the end of this month. Hopefully that will be the last time we have to move for a very long time. My second huge piece of good news to update with is that I got a job. I am now working full-time in an office of a company that is owned by someone I met through my posts here. She contacted me after my last update and offered me a trial run with her company. I started this past Monday, and so far, so good. I am incredibly humbled and grateful to her for giving me a chance. That brings me to my third point, and really the reason I am making this update. I wasn't sure what to expect when I first reached out for advice here. I just felt so overwhelmed with the situation, and I think I was just mostly wanting to not feel alone, and to connect with and talk to people who had some understanding of what I was dealing with. The response I got from all of you has been astonishing. The advice, the stories of dealing with similar circumstances, the encouraging messages, the fact that you all literally saved Christmas for me and my kids, a new freaking job, and just the empathy and kindness you all have shown to me and my family is so far beyond anything I expected that I don't even know the words to express how grateful and humbled and loved it has made me feel. It is going to be a long, tough road, but I have total faith that things will be okay, and that is in large part due to the community.